WIXY Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the rebirth of a legend, Cleveland's own WIXY1260.
WIXY1260 Super Radio.
WIXY Cleveland.
WIXY Cleveland. Keep on trucking. WIXY1260.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Ray King.
WIXY Cleveland. WIXY Radio. Another music hour.
I'm sorry, Ray.
It is 2:04.
Thank you, Ray.
At the heart and soul of rock and roll, this is Ray King with a very special Sunday show.
Yes.
We have got not only radio's best friend Art Vuolo with us, but we also have Mr. Kevin O'Neill. Welcome to WIXY, Kevin.
Ready to play Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels.
We have both Terry Knight in the Pack and Mitch Ryder, both from Detroit, opening up a very special Sunday edition of the Ray King Show here on WIXY1260 Online. We have with us in the studio, live and direct, Art Vuolo, radio's best friend, and Mr. Kevin O'Neill. Welcome, guys.
Both from Detroit.
That's right.
But originally from Cleveland.
There you
Yes,
go.
he's
That's
from
right.
Cleveland
Yes.
originally.
In fact, where we are now in our beautiful, and I must say, these studios are incredible. WIXY1260 Online Studios, not too far from my alma mater, St. Edward High School, class of 1970.
Okay, you had to give that out, right?
Yeah, definitely. Go Eagles.
Okay.
They won last night, so let's
You're right. I
go
know.
Eagles.
Yeah, right.
Well, my Michigan Wolverines didn't win. They lost. to
Yeah,
the-
we did, Art, finally.
Yes.
Yeah, Art drove up here from Columbus.
Columbus, yeah.
And that's a long ride when your tail is between your two legs.
Yes, it is.
That's got to be a rough one, but hey,
Very-
it happens. Now, here's my situation. Born and raised in Ohio, so I got the Ohio State gene in me, okay?
Right. Right.
My brother went to Michigan. My son went to Michigan State. I went to Notre Dame.
Wow.
So everybody hates me.
All over the board. All over the board, Kevin. Tell us where you worked in Cleveland radio and when.
Well, I worked at first of all, what an honor to be with you guys here today.
It's
on
our honor,
WIXY
Kevin. It's
1260
our honor,
Online.
believe me.
Just an incredible radio station.
Thank you.
And of course, we're recreating the sound of one of the most wonderful radio stations ever to hit the Cleveland airways. But
Right.
Heritage Radio Station.
yes, it is.
Right.
Yes, I was very lucky to work in the Cleveland market. In 1974, I worked at WLYT, which is 92.3.
Right.
And the studios were actually above a car dealership at the corner.
On Lee Road, right? Wasn't it?
Cedar and Lee.
Cedar and Lee, right.
And Lee.
Right.
Not vintage. Well, yes, they were vintage. They were not state-of-the-art studios. But then I did a little time in the Grafton Correction. No, I did a little time in WCUE
Okay,
in Akron, Ohio.
right, yeah.
The Akron's hit music leader.
Like you.
And in fact, I worked for the program director. I worked for Bobby Knight was at one time Bobby Magic on the old
On
WIXY.
WIXY,
Yeah,
right.
he did the overnight show
Yes,
on
he
Magic.
did.
Magic
Yes, he
at
did.
midnight.
Magic Man, right.
That's right, Magic Man.
Yep.
And then I worked at WOBL in Oberlin, Ohio. Great station, still on the air, playing country music. And boy, I was so lucky when I got the big break and came into the big city. And
Big 1220.
here I was on the 50,000 watt powerhouse up and down the East Coast every night. I did the overnight show from midnight to 6, and we were heard everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And that, of course, was the big 1220 WGAR. And for those who are maybe under 50.
Might be a few of them out there.
WGAR, of course, now is big country station in Cleveland. At that time, it was the big, I guess you'd call it hot AC. It was just kind of bordered on a top 40.
Right.
And by the way, hot AC is not a broken air conditioner.
No, it's not.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And just a wonderful format. We had news, we had sports, we had great music, and just wonderful personalities. I was so honored to be a part of that staff. And I did the overnight show at WGAR for 2.5 years.
Wow, great.
Yeah.
We're going to come back to you in a while and trace your radio career as we get into more music here on WIXY1260.
WIXY Radio.
Oh, knock this one up, Kevin.
Do it, Kevin.
Let's do it.
Like the old days.
EJ the DJ. That's what he was called when he was on the Big 8 CKLW.
That's right.
Today he's on WIXY1260 Online.
Beautiful. Bringing back the good times. This is WIXY1260 Online. It's 2:15 on a Sunday afternoon. We have radio's best friend and radio's best oldies master, Art Vuolo and Kevin O'Neill.
Yes, Ray, and part of the Ray King Show. This is
right.
a real honor. Thank you, sir.
It's my honor, believe me.
I'm so glad I told everybody to tune in. I don't stand a chance, folks. I have got Ray on one side of me. I got wonderful Kevin on the other.
You have two problems.
I have
problems, Art.
Now, I have, Rick.
16 minutes after 2 o'clock, by the way, in case you're keeping track.
Art is known as radio's best friend. He's a wonderful guy. I've been friends with Art for about 30 years.
Me too.
He makes videos of disc jockeys on the air, Vuolo video air checks. But a lot of people don't know Art was at one time a disc jockey, and I have a quick disc jockey story about Art. He is the only one I know. The only one I know, and I'm sure others have done it. Not me, but others have done it. Art actually on air took the tone arm off of the record while the record was playing. It was at WHMI, Howell, Michigan.
That's right.
And the song was Little Joey and the Flips, Bongo Stomp.
You remember the song?
Wow. So somewhere that's on a YouTube video where Art is actually taking the tone
I've seen that.
And that look on his face where it's like, wait a minute.
I didn't know what happened.
What's going on? There's nothing on the air.
Why are we off the air?
He had taken the tone arm back in the days when they were actually tone arms and
records.
What did I follow the bongo stomp with?
That I don't know.
The Bristol stomp by the Dobells.
It was a stomping in Howell weekend. Is what it was.
It was. And of course, remember how Howell, Michigan got its name?
Now you're going back too far.
Discovered by an old missionary when he founded the town. He said, "Howell be thy name."
So
sounds like
now we know.
Sounds like a Sunday jingle to me.
WIXY1260 Sunday Radio.
And you've got Ray King, Art Vuolo, and Kevin O'Neill here at WIXY 1260 with the Bristol Stomp. Here we go.
Got to do it?
Yeah, hey, Len Barry. Yeah, before he did his 1, 2, 3, he was Bristol stomping along with the Dobells on WIXY 1260 online.
Kids in Bristol are sharp as Bristol when they do. Really something when the joint is when they do the Bristol Stomp.
Hey, the kids in Bristol are sharp as a pistol when they do the Bristol Stomp. Hi, it's Art Vuolo here, and Bristol was it still is a suburb of Philadelphia, right next to Tullytown, right on the Delaware River, very close, scarily, to New Jersey. Can you say scarily?
I did not know that.
That's where it is.
That's how they got the Bristol Stomp.
Yes,
I never knew that.
They stomped in
Bristol,
PA.
Okay.
That's the God's honest truth. And some of these shows you hear on radio are all pre-recorded. They're called voice tracking.
Yeah.
This is not voice tracking. This is live.
This is live. No net.
Here at 20 minutes after the hour, it is live.
We're live on the webcam, too.
Yes, we are. You can watch us on the webcam. Just tell all your friends. Call everybody you know. And our request line here at the studio is area code 216-744-9499, which I think is 744-WIXY.
Exactly. And you can log on to our website at WIXY1260Online.com. On the home page is a link to our webcam. Fill in the listener password and the username, and boom, you're right there. You can watch us having a great time here.
And by the way, again, I'm Kevin O'Neill, formerly of the Art Vuolo, Ray King. My first quick impression of WIXY Radio, I got to tell you, WIXY Radio was at 3940 Euclid Avenue.
Yes, it was.
And you could go down there and take the elevator up, and you get off the elevator, and those wonderful WIXY studios, I can still remember the first time I ever saw them. I walked off there they are. Look at that. Yeah, I walked off the elevator, and I had the same thrill as I had like when I bought my first Playboy. I mean, although the difference was Luke King Kirby was not naked.
Yeah, thank God.
But just a wonderful experience. So if you weren't around the first time around on WIXY, hey, this is what it sounded like. Even better. I mean, we're just having ourselves a ball here on WIXY 1260 online.
I'm trying to get the image of Luke King Kirby.
Don't do that.
Naked
Don't
out
do
of my
that.
mind.
WIXY1260 Super Radio.
We're human beings. We're not voice tracking.
Getting real sweaty in the St. Ed's gym to the mixer. I keep saying yes. She keeps saying no. Human beings. WIXY 1260 online. Kevin O'Neill, Art Vuolo on the Ray King Show on WIXY. Great stuff from the human beings.
How many times did they say nobody?
Well, let's play it again and we'll count them.
Is that grammatically correct? Should they have been saying anybody?
I got to tell you,
Nobody.
again, just such an honor to be here on WIXY 1260 online, a heritage radio station. in Cleveland, Ohio. I believe it went on the air. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, Ray. You're the WIXY expert. I think it went on in December of '65.
Exactly right.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I was in the 8th grade, and it had been an easy listening station, WDOK, for
Very
years.
easy listening.
It's the kind of station that you not only, I mean, your grandparents would listen to it, and
FM,
it switched over.
102.1.
Yeah, now it's on the FM, but WIXY became WIXY, like I say, December '65. And I think the original lineup, there was a guy named Al Gates who did the morning show. Gatesy,
Right. Very good. Gatesy and Feathers.
Yeah, they used
Right.
they used to say the gates open at 6 o'clock. It was Al
That's
Gates.
cool. Never heard that
Yeah,
one.
and then they actually had a whole something radio stations never do anymore. If they change format or get a new owner or whatever, they fire the whole staff. But back then, they would actually keep some people, and they kept a holdover disc jockey from WDOK. His name was Howie Lund. A great,
That's right, yes.
great disc jockey. Howie did the midday show from 10 to 1, and he did the What's Cooking contest, where he'd give an ingredient, and now I have a pinch of salt, and then you
Now, what do you think it is?
and then from 1 to 4, I think was Johnny Michaels. And then in the afternoon was the program director, Johnny Canton. Johnny Canton, yeah. So, and just a great lineup of disc jockeys. And when that thing hit the airwaves, I think it was on a Saturday, and it just blew everybody away. It's like, wow,
But
what
you may
is-
recall when they first went on, they were doing a format called Chicken Rock. They were mixing the Beatles with Perry Como
Yes.
and the Supremes with Nat King Cole.
Perry Como did a great version of Revolution, by the way.
That lasted a month. They went to top 40. They went to top 40 in January of '66, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that's right.
Johnny Canton was later replaced, I think, by Tommy Akron.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And then they did
Art
movies together as Akron Canton. Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Anyway, it's 26 after the magical hour, 2 o'clock if you are listening in the Eastern time zone. If you're out west, it is almost 11:30 in the morning. How
Yep,
about that?
sure is.
Just like we have a lot of people on the West Coast, I think, that are tuning in. I send out massive amounts of emails. So, but don't assume that your friend is tuned in. Call them up on the phone and tell them about this wild show, because we're going to have some fun today, right?
From WIXY1260,
Your calls are welcome on the WIXY hit line.
the hotline, hitline.
216-744-9499. 216-744-WIXY.
WIXY1260, 1963 was a very good year.
Little Peggy March. No, that's not her. Always weird intro in that song because the guy would come in, but now Peggy March is going to sing.
Love him, I love him, I love him, and when he goes, I'll follow,
WIXY.
WIXY. Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Art Vuolo radio show on WIXY 1260.
WIXY, Cleveland.
Totally scary radio.
But you love it, Art.
Tell me about it, Kevin.
Oh, good stuff with me, Kevin O'Neill, Art Vuolo, Ray King, Bo Donaldson, and the Haywoods going to sing.
Who am I? I'm just that guy.
WIXY 1260 online. It's Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods. Who do you think you are? Of course, they're.
Well, another song I've never heard of, right?
You never heard of that one? That wasn't their biggest
Or
hit.
records you've
Actually,
never heard on WIXY.
Their biggest hit went all the way to the top. It was the
Did
pick
it?
of the pack, the cream of the crop, the best in the nest, number one for fun. Billy, don't be a hero.
Yeah, that I remember.
That was Bo Donaldson. And if you're into real trivia music that nobody else remembers, they had a song called "The Heartbreak Kid" that was really cool. That was a very good song. That was late '74.
Nobody
so.
remembers that but you, Kevin.
And Bo Donaldson actually forgot about it,
This is why today Kevin is doing traffic reports.
among other things.
WJR.
Yes, the great
voice of
great
the
voice
Great Lakes.
of the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
This is the Ray King Show on WIXY 1260 online. Art Vuolo,
Is
my
that what
buddy,
this is?
radio's
I
best
was
friend,
wondering what this
and
Ray King's
myself,
fiasco.
myself, Kevin O'Neill, formerly of WGAR, when WGAR was AM radio. It was the Big 1220, and I was lucky enough to have worked there during the heyday, during the 70s. I was there from 76 through 78, did the all-night show.
Who are some of the guys you worked with?
Oh
back
my
then,
God,
Kevin?
John Lanigan was the morning guy. Of course, John just retired from radio several months ago. John did the mornings.
Just sits there in Bay Village counting his money.
Yeah, he was.
That's all he does.
He did the morning show.
Looking
So
at the lake and
so
saying, why did I not do this quicker?
so he followed me I didn't precede him. He followed me on the air. He was on in the morning, and Emperor Joe Mayer, who had to be one of the nicest men.
I remember him from HK.
Yeah, at WHK, he was Emperor Joe. Be one of the nicest men.
I remember him from HK.
Yeah, at WHK, he was Emperor Joe, right. Joe Mayer, and he had that contagious laugh. That listen, Joe Mayer, the big 1220.
WHK was Color Radio.
Color Radio.
Color
that's
Radio,
right. That was
Channel 14.
And then after Joe was on from 10 until 1, and then from 1 till 4 was a fellow by the name of Chuck Collier, and God bless him.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Chuck.
Another one of the many greats that we've lost. We were sitting here thinking about Jack Armstrong, Paxton Mills, all the guys that used to work at this radio station that have all left us way ahead of schedule.
Ironically, Art, after Chuck left the 1 to 4 slot on WGIR, he was replaced by Paxton Mills.
Yeah.
So Paxton, of course, they both passed away. Paxton was there for a number of years, and then a guy by the name of Fig Newton, Dave Fig Newton. Fig Newton could do more in a 6-second intro. He was so clever, just a great disc jockey.
Don't tell Tom Ken about a guy named Fig Newton.
and then at night there was the real Bob James, and then myself at
the real Bob
the overnight
James
show.
Today is a professor.
Yes.
At Middle Tennessee State University.
Yes. He's So they were
teaching radio of all things. Can you believe that?
In fact, and to give you an idea how things went back then, this was 1976, and there were 3 of us that were more or less auditioning for the all-night show. There was myself, Bill Ward, who has been in Cleveland for years.
Retired from Channel 8?
Yes, Bill has been
no relation to Montgomery.
No.
I'm going to turn Art's mic off.
Oh, you stop.
Keep him going.
That was a great line. It's Bill Ward. So I said, no relation to Montgomery. Now, people that remember all this stuff certainly remember Montgomery Ward.
I'm much too young to remember Montgomery Ward. But Bill Ward just retired, I think, a few. Yeah, Bill was a great voiceover guy and an excellent disc jockey. Another guy named Steve Michaels. So the 3 of us were sort of competing for the all-night show, and I was lucky enough to get the job. And I'll never forget this. I was supposed to be hired in at WGAR full-time for $11,000 a year. That was my starting salary. Whoa. And my program director, Chick Watkins, another familiar Cleveland radio name, Chick said, you're going to have to come in during the day, and we're going to get your paper signed and everything. No contract, but we're going to get your paper signed, and you're going to meet Art Caruso, the general manager. So I'm sitting there nervous, getting ready to meet the man himself, Art Caruso, who was just an imposing man, this silver hair and just about a wonderful guy. And I go into his office and he said, I've had my eye on you and I've been listening to you and I love your attitude and I love you're a go-getter. And instead of starting you off at $11,000 a year, I'm going to start you at
12.
No, 11.5.
11.5.
And I was like, oh my God, Mr. Caruso.
Such a deal.
If I had a lifetime contract in front of me, I would have signed it right there. I was so excited for 11.5. And at the time, my 74 Vega had just died. So I went out and bought a brand new 76 Malibu. And that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. So there you go.
More music, WIXY 1260.
Oh, boy.
You like this one, Kev?
One of the best. Beatles, WIXY 1260 online.
Last night I said these words to my
WIXY Flashback.
Here's the first record in our extra WIXY triple play, counting down the Superoni Hall of Fame. These the association. Everybody knows that it's windy.
Everyone knows it's WIXY.
Windy was once a radio station in Indianapolis.
Yes.
It was WNDE, and they called it Windy in Indy. Yeah, that was
Windy in Indy.
very creative.
Springtime 1967. Great stuff. Association. WIXY Online.
Yeah,
Kevin
more good
O'Neill.
music. Yeah, Kevin O'Neill and Art Vuolo walking all over each other.
On the Ray King Show.
On the Ray-
And I'll tell you, we got to find out a little bit about Ray. Ray, how did you come into being a WIXY
nobody
fan?
cares about Ray.
Well, yeah, we do.
Okay, Art, your mic's off till 7 o'clock tonight.
We're the special
We care
celebrity.
about Ray. He's got our mic switch, okay? So we do care about him. No, were you just a fan, or were you a jock?
I
Were you
was a
just
big
jockey?
WIXY fan back in the day. I made lots of tapes of WIXY when they were originally on the air, a lot of air checks, and that's where our sound bites come from. And then almost 4 years ago, when Gary, the station owner here, told me he wants to resurrect WIXY on the internet, I said, okay, let's do it.
Beautiful.
And the
Beautiful.
result's what you're hearing today.
It's just wonderful.
A second ago, I heard the hit line ring in the background. Very professional. Have the phone ring over there.
And that was somebody
Who
from
was that?
Minnesota that asked about you, Art. They said, stick to shooting video.
No,
Who was that?
no,
Who's
no,
calling from Minnesota.
no, don't worry about that phone call. You beat those charges, okay?
That's right. That's right.
You didn't get
remember
the guy's name?
No.
At least get their name, for God's sake. All right. Well, listen, we are having fun, but we want
As
to play
we
some
knew
more
we
music here, because people didn't call in just to hear us rap.
No.
They
not
want to
at all.
hear some tunes.
Right,
The kind
some
you
good
don't
stuff.
get to hear on the radio. That's why you're hearing them online.
That's right.
Because this is good stuff, right?
So
My brother, I think, listening down in Florida. He said he would, probably not. My other brother living out in Bellingham, Washington. My sister, everybody. They're all tuned
The
in.
miracle of online radio. I mean,
just
this goes
incredible.
all over the world.
This
I
is
mean,
where it's going, guys. This is where it's headed. This
amazing.
is the future.
It's amazing. Well,
You're in with the in-group Personality Plus on WIXY1260 Super Radio.
And that's us.
There's the hotline again.
that is so great. Oh, the good stuff. B-side of this is called Try to Understand, but this is called
Pushing too hard, or pushing on me.
WIXY.
Well, wait a second. Where was the music? I thought it was going to come on immediately.
That's
But-
all right. Well, we can cue him. We can sure go ahead. Here we
You
go.
want to cue him?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's how it works. Good stuff, huh?
BTO.
Be-
You
better
know what
known-
this one's called?
It's called Let It Ride.
All right, we will let it ride.
We're going to let it ride. Yeah, 1974, when
Yeah.
every radio was playing BTO, especially WIXY 1260 Online.
Bringing them back alive, this is WIXY 1260 Online. It's 2:53 in Cleveland, Ohio, and we have two special guest DJs today, Art Vuolo and Kevin O'Neill. Kevin has, among his many talents, one unique talent that I really like.
You're going to ask me to juggle again?
No, that'll be later on when we do our TV
With the
special.
plates, yeah.
Right, yeah, right.
Okay.
Kevin has the ability to talk and sound exactly like the late Casey Kasem, who, of course, did American Top 40 for years and years. So we're going to have Kevin intro a song as Casey with one of Casey's countdown jingles. So, Casey, you ready?
And the countdown continues.
Number 13.
This song is by Dionne Warwick, and the story goes that Dionne had a mad crush on Ward Cleaver, better known as Hugh Beaumont. So she teamed up with her friends, the Spinners, and recorded Then Came You. Number 13 this week on the countdown.
Ever since I met you.
Boy, I don't think I can top Casey Kasem. I mean, he was just fantastic.
Yeah,
on
he
that.
is. He was amazing,
he was
wasn't he?
good, absolutely. We're having a lot of fun here on a Sunday afternoon. It is just a few minutes before 3 o'clock in the Eastern time zone, almost high noon out west. And whatever time zone you're listening to, WIXY 1260 Online, I'm doing it with Ray King.
All yours, Art.
WIXY 1260 Sunday Radio.
Love that jingle. Love that jingle, and also love the great music of One Fine Day. Just send this out to my brother Wayne down in Venice, Florida, because he used to love this song. A great one called One Fine Day. Yeah, baby.
One fine day.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Art Vuolo radio show on WIXY 1260.
Where?
That's where it is. Yes.
Oh, love this song. Woo! 3:00. Playing the good stuff. Richard and the Young Lions. Come on, baby, open up your door on WIXY Online.
WIXY 1260 lives.
WIXY.
Bringing back the good times. This is WIXY 1260 Online. You've got Ray King, Art Vuolo, and Kevin O'Neill and the 13th floor elevators.
start doing it.
All right. Well, it's 3:05
And
in
who
the
was
city.
that? Who did we just hear from?
Who did we just hear from? What was that? Who was
It's
it?
our 13th floor
Oh,
elevator.
yes, that's who it was.
You're going to miss me.
Yeah,
I'm
you are.
WIXY1260
Nobody's
online.
going to miss me when I'm gone. But listen, for you other DJs around the country that are listening, or radio aficionados,
They wouldn't know who you are.
Yeah, well, they probably wouldn't. But anyway, if you're ever in Cleveland, call WIXY, call Ray King. He'll put you on.
Yeah.
He put me on. He said I was good looking.
You're putting me on right now.
That's right. I said you were good looking. Anyway, but we're having a ton of fun. I hope you're enjoying listening to this online across America. Please do call us. 216 is the area code here in Cleveland. 744-WIXY, which is 744-9499. It's an easy number. So
You guys mentioned a gentleman a little while ago, Chuck Collier.
Yes, we did.
And God bless him. What a wonderful, wonderful
Great guy.
guy he was. Chuck was just a staple in Cleveland radio for years. He was from the Cincinnati area and came up to work at WGAR in the early 70s.
He did.
And then went on to work at WCBS-FM New York, did the all-night show, and then came back and finished his career at both WGAR AM and FM. And I'm very proud to call him a friend, just a great guy.
I had the honor of videotaping his induction into the Country
Yes,
DJ
you
Hall
did.
of Fame in
And
Nashville.
that brought a tear to my eye. That was so good.
Barely 2 years before he passed away.
Yeah, we lost Chuck much too early. And one of the quotes that I always remember, I'm sure Chuck would not mind my repeating this. I just think it's a great line.
What's that?
Speaking of line, is that our
Line one is ringing.
Is that the coffee's ready, or is that the full phone call?
Anyway, tell me the Chuck Collier story.
I want Ray to hear this too, though. You got to hear this, Ray, because I know you knew Chuck Collier real well. And Chuck, he was a big fan of oldies.
Yeah.
He loved the old music and just what can I say? Just a wonderful guy. And we were talking one day about just about music and how the oldies have an effect on you and give you this kind of a calming effect over you. And we were talking about wait a minute, I got to talk to Ray's got to hear this. I'm hearing Ray.
Sam.
All right.
Gotta go.
We got.
We've got to do something about that phone line.
What are we going to do? All right, tell me the story.
And you knew Chuck, Ray. I know you did. You knew Chuck Collier.
Once.
Yeah, you met Chuck. And okay, you got to hang that up. All right, there we go. All right, now we're ready. Now we're set. And no, I just want to say one of the all-time great Chuck Collier quotes. We were talking about oldies and the how wonderful they are and the calming effect they have on people. And we were talking about people who don't particularly care for oldies and how it just doesn't really gel that well because they don't quite understand it. And Chuck's quote was, he said, "You know what? Pricks don't like oldies."
That's
That
true.
is so true. That's so true. The nicest people in the world like oldies.
That's true.
Yeah, and Chuck.
Look at us.
And Chuck,
We're nice.
We are. Kind of pathetic, but nice. No, Chuck was the best. We're gonna jingle here. Okay, let's do it. Oh, I love these jingles.
WIXY 1260, Super Oldie Weekend.
It is indeed a super oldie weekend. Here you go, Mr. Art Vuolo, radio's best friend on WIXY Online. Do it.
All right, what time is it? It's 9 minutes after the hour. And these are the OJs. I love music. And so do you.
You got it. You've got it 24/7. WIXY1260 Online. OJs. WIXY1260 Online. It's the Ray King Show. Special guest myself, Kevin O'Neill, formerly of the Big 1220 WGAR in the 70s. I did the all-night show for about 2.5 years. My buddy is Art Vuolo. Art is radio's best friend.
Well, now remember,
Well, you
I am
are.
not self-proclaimed. I don't want people out there to think I'm a raving egomaniac and that I proclaim myself like Howard Stern does.
No,
the
well
King
then
of
take
all
off that crown.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. You went to Burger King today.
No, that's right. That's a good one. And one chuck one up for Kevin. No, that nickname, radio's best friend, was given to me by Scott Shannon.
Yeah, that's right.
In New
That's
York.
right.
That's right.
So very good. And you are. You're a big radio fan, big aficionado, and you do so much for people in the industry.
Well,
and,
somebody's got to care.
We love you. We do.
Somebody's got to care, and I do. And so does Ray King, and so does Gary, and everybody else associated with WIXY 1260 Online. All right? Good
The
stuff.
60s,
Hot town, summer in the city.
the 70s,
best variety is on
WIXY.
Out of North Carolina, I believe. They were friends of Eddie Rogers, disc jockey at the Big 8, CKLW. Yeah, Peppermint Rainbow on WIXY1260 Online.
And to answer that question, I will be staying after Sunday. Because today's Sunday.
Yes.
I'm staying past Monday. I'm not going home till
I better
Tuesday.
stock my fridge.
Yeah, right now all he has is Oreos on top of the refrigerator. That's all he's got.
Well,
I opened the refrigerator and I went to borrow a line from the Scarecrow. Was it the Scarecrow and the Wizard of Oz that banged on the Tin Man and said, "Wow, where did that go?" Yeah, that's.
I mean,
you look at his refrigerator. There's nothing there.
A guy that lives by himself and only has Oreos. Come on, where's the Cheese Whiz?
Honest.
That's got to be in there. You know, that song was 1969 by the Peppermint Rainbow, and when that song was out, minimum wage. I remember this very clearly because I was working at McDonald's at the time, Fairview Park, Lorraine Road.
What year are we talking?
69, and then I was hired in at $1.30 an hour. And after I got my regular hat as opposed to my trainee hat, remember you had to wear that trainee hat for a while? And then you got a nickel raise to $1.35. And then I got called in by my supervisor, and he said, "You're a hustler. You're doing a good job. And starting tomorrow, it's $1.40 an hour."
Ooh,
So
I can beat you on that because in 1967, I was working for a small radio station in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I was making $1.25 an hour to do my radio show on that station.
WIXY1260 Super Radio.
I want to hear the syndicate of sound. I do. Well, wait, I do. The Marvellos did that. I remember. But this was called "Hey Little Girl," and you're on WIXY. It's 18 minutes after 3 if you're in the Eastern Time Zone. Yes, it is.
Hey, little girl, you don't have to hide nothing no more. Listen up, you WIXY listeners. It's Mike Richards. Be sure to tune in every Sunday from 7 to 11 right here on WIXY1260Online.com for the Mike Richards Show. As I'll be throwing them down, you'll be picking them up and checking them out without a doubt where the music comes to play. Only on
WIXY1260.
Andrea, you gave us a buzz, so we'll give you a hit. Big, borrow, steal. Ohio players, WIXY1260 Online.
Now you want me back in your arms again.
I think that's the way most DJs make their money. They beg, they borrow, and they definitely steal, usually other people's material. But wait a second. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that was by the Ohio Express.
And I said Ohio players. I got into the heat of talking up that vocal.
You were in the disco mode.
And now can you
You
imagine?
don't make mistakes, Kevin.
Can you imagine the
I've
people?
never heard you make a mistake.
Oh, I do. I do make mistakes. And that one in particular. Can you imagine if you paid money for an Ohio Players concert and you showed up and the Ohio Express was there going chewy, 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 chewy? I think you'd be a little disappointed.
Absolutely.
Dion, Linda Scott, Domino, the Clovers, Sarah U.S. Crystals, Dickinson, Neil Sedaka, Whitley Gore, the Everly Brothers, the Coasters. Classic rock and roll.
Well, this is called "It's Cold Outside."
Oh yeah, this went all the way to number 1 on WIXY. It was the spring of 1967. They're going to sing it now.
Well, my world used to be sunny.
Well, it's not really cold outside in Cleveland, Ohio, where we are. It is unbelievable, folks. Listen to me carefully. It is 61 degrees outside. Yesterday, I was down in Columbus watching my poor Wolverines try to score on Ohio State. We did a respectable job.
It was very respectable.
Was it 28 to 40?
Yeah.
Something, But we were shivering. I was 4 rows from the top of that stadium. And man, let me tell you, once the clouds came over, it was cold. Anyway, so we're having a lot of fun here. It's Ray King and myself, Art Vuolo, along with Kevin O'Neill, and we're going to be here all the way up to 6 o'clock. Kev's going to be here for at least another half hour or so.
Yep.
And then he has to get back to Detroit. You got to do traffic tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah. And so if people were wondering, what am I up to now? I work at WJR, which is AM 760.
It's a little station. You can hardly hear it anywhere.
I do traffic reports. on WJR. I'm also a part of the Mitch Album Show in the afternoon, which is a lot of fun. And then I also...
Especially fun when Mitch plays music trivia.
Yes, it is.
And
yes,
tries to stump the great Kevin
Every
O'Neill.
Thursday. Every Thursday at 5:45, it's
fun.
music trivia on WJR. I also do some work on our sister station, WDVD, which is 96.3, pretty much comparable to a WQAL or WDOK if you're here in Cleveland. So I'm still jocking away and having a good time, and I'm very appreciative that I'm still on the radio after 44 years.
Wow. Great. And next year we can say, here's to your first 45.
My first 45, right. That's right.
Anyway, it's a gold record.
It won't be a cult.
No, it won't. Anyway, we've got more good music coming up in just seconds from now, right, Ray?
WIXY1260 Sunday Radio.
Freddie Cannon. It's got the name of your favorite afternoon TV show.
Oh, baby, come on. Let me take you where the action. Oh, baby, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Art Volo radio show on WIXY 1260.
Oh, get that bull, that fly. What's a Electric Prunes, WIXY 1260 online.
Your shadow fell upon
Hi, it's the Flash Phelps Funny Farm. Oh, who is the king of the radio? Oh, it's got to be our own Ray King here on WIXY 1260.
WIXY, rock and roll memory.
The Outsiders.
What kind of girl is this? What kind of girl is this? She never
WIXY 1260, where real radio still lives. And while Art is giving iPad lessons, let's hear the original WIXY with my hero, Jack Armstrong.
Oh, yeah.
And now, another classic WIXY soundbite.
It's your leader, Jackson Armstrong, baby. How many records can I play in 1 hour? Let's start it off with the Shadows of Night.
WIXY Radio.
Oh, it just doesn't get any better than this. You know, everybody plays Respect. Who is it by? It's always by Aretha Franklin. Well, the really good version came out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. They were called The Rationals. Just ask John Landecker.
What you want, honey, you got it. And give it to the respect, baby.
WIXY 1260 online. Those are the Rationals, 1966. And all three of us, myself, Kevin O'Neill, Art Volo, and Ray King, the three of us have agreed that...
it's the best version.
Yeah, Aretha's terrific. It's a wonderful, wonderful version. But the Rationals version, and of course, the three of us are the Supreme Court Justices of rock and roll. So we have declared.
And Kevin O'Neill, the whiz of all music, it was a red label. Do you remember what the label?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I thought it was I thought it was Cameo Parkway, but it may not.
It was on A Square Records.
A Square. That's
a
it.
local
Yeah,
label
I knew
out of
you
Ann
and
Arbor.
our buddy Tom. You know, a song like that, Respect by the Rationals, I classify that as a Hex jukebox song because I didn't go to St. Ignatius. I went to St. Ed's, but my brother went to Ignatius, and there was a place called Hex. They've resurrected it in the past few years. I think it's still there. And there was a little place, you go in, you get a pack of cigarettes when kids still smoked, and you get some candy. Yeah. And the Hex had a jukebox, and they had all this cool stuff on there. And my brother was class of '68, so that was one of the big Hex jukebox songs. So
Wow.
and you're hearing them all here.
And John Records Landecker absolutely loved that song.
Oh,
He was on. That's where he started his radio career. John was from Ann Arbor, and his dad was a professor, in fact, at the University of Michigan, and he loved that. Another one of his favorites that you only hear on stations like WIXY was "I Can't Control Myself."
By the Trog. It started off with "Oh no!"
Yeah, all you hear is Wild Thing. Everybody plays those safe oldies. Actually, you can't even hear any oldies on the radio.
Well, that's why you're in the right place. And, of course, John Landecker, if he is listening by any chance, one of the most incredible disc jockeys ever to walk the face of the earth. WIXY 1260 online. Some quick hellos. Some people listening in Detroit, Annie and Rich, and in Davis and Nancy is listening, and Dan and Mary are listening in North Olmsted, Ohio. We got a whole bunch.
Tom is right listening.
Tom, our buddy Tom in Detroit. Tom Ryan was an ace engineer. engineer, studio engineer at CKLW, the legendary Big 8. When the Big 8 was the hottest time, he was there from 71 through 77.
He was the guy punching the buttons, making those guys sound so good.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you. And by the way, I sent many an air check to WIXY when I was trying to. So Terry Stevens, if you're listening by any chance, listen to what you missed.
Keep your eye on the other guy and your ear on WIXY1260 Super Radio.
1970, springtime. It's the. That was kind of a hit, but not really.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to much more music on $1 Million Weekend, presented by
WIXY Cleveland.
Oh, I love this one. It's by the Fifth Dimension, which was also a nightclub in Ann Arbor at one time, I remember. And this is called The Carpet Man. This is the one you never hear, except here on WIXY. Every time I hear Carpet Man, I think of my friends, Coach's Carpet Cleaning.
Yeah, good people.
And,
Who would?
Now they're the masters of disasters, and they do. They actually got bought by Balfour. You know, they are the biggest company for fixing up your place after floods and fires and things like that. You know, and
thankless work. Someone's got to do it, and they do it very well.
They do it very well, But I remember I used that song on a video I did about them. He's the Carpet Man.
Yeah.
Anyway, you having fun, Kevin? Huh?
Oh, this is just amazing. Kevin O'Neill, Art Vuolo, and our buddy Ray King. Thank you for having us in here, and
thank you for being here.
We ain't done yet.
We're going to do two very good songs that have a relationship here. Huh?
Okay, we can do that, and let's do that right now. Let's do it.
WIXY1260, 1964.
Oh, this is
very good.
It certainly was a very good year, and this is a very good song. See, I can see the brothers at St. Ed's, the Holy Cross brothers, separating you because you were slow dancing too closely to this song.
Who do you love? I want something wild and woolly that sounds the same.
Take it from an old Bo Diddley song. Those are the Woolies, 1966. And Who Do You Love on WIXY1260 Online. It's the
Who
Ray
do
King.
you love, Kevin?
I love doing this. I love being here today. This is the Ray King Show, and special guest Art Vuolo, who is radio's best friend, wonderful guy, good friend of mine for years, and myself, Kevin O'Neill, formerly of the Big 1220 WGAR, and I was almost not Kevin O'Neill on WGAR. I was hired in the summer of 1976 for part-time. Then I became full-time a couple months later, and I went in to check to see that I had a mailbox and all this cool stuff. I thought, this is so great. I'm going to be a WGAR disc jockey. And I looked on the schedule, and it said for the overnight show, midnight to 6, Jeff Richards. And I went to the program director, Chick Watkins, and I said, Chick, who is Jeff Richards? He says, that's you, man. That's you. I said, no. He said, yeah. I said, we had a disc jockey that worked here, Stoney Richards, and another one named Jeff Fox. And they had both left. And our production guy put the jingle together, and it was Jeff Richards. And he said, it sounds great. And I said, please, I really want to be my real name. I want to be Kevin O'Neill.
So O'Neill was a little too ethnic.
He said,
can't have those Irish guys. You know how they drink.
He said, not anymore. I know. He said, well, we're going to have to wait for a few months to get the other jingle cut, and it's going to be a while. Are you sure you want to? I said, yes, please. I don't want to be Jeff Richards. I want to be Kevin O'Neill. So I was. From 76, 77, 78, the all-night show on one of the greatest radio stations that ever existed, 1220 WGAR. Great stuff.
Just down the road from 1260.
Exactly.
And today, 1220, it's a God station, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, when all else fails, folks, the stations turn to the Lord.
Exactly.
Oh, Lord.
All right, what do we got? Oh, my goodness. Yes. What a great song. It's the new Colony 6. You're hearing that on WIXY1260 Online. A little little slice of heaven here this afternoon. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ray King.
Thank you so much for
Art
being here,
Vuolo.
Kevin.
It's just wonderful. Having fun on the radio. Good time radio. You keep it here. WIXY
Those of you who missed it, you can see it on YouTube.
Online.
Put your hand in the hand of the man who steals the water. Look at yourself better, you can look at
WIXY. Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Art Volo radio show on WIXY 1260.
WIXY Cleveland.
It's 4:01 at the heart and soul of rock and roll, WIXY 1260 online, and you have left Art Volo and Ray King. WIXY 1260 online, where real radio still lives, and we're living it big time today. That's a one-hit wonder from the summer of 1975, and Wild Cherries played that funky music. It's 4 minutes right now past 4 o'clock. Don't forget, at 7 o'clock tonight, it's a Mike Richards Show every Sunday from 7 to 11, right here on Music Radio.
WIXY Radio.
Nothing like the Monkees. It's Pleasant Valley Sunday. That's what kind of a Sunday we're having on WIXY.
The rock group down the street is trying hard to lend us.
Yeah, baby, it's another Pleasant Valley Sunday. Oh my God, it's Art Vuolo here having fun at about 4 minutes after the. No, it's 8 minutes after the hour 4. That'll prove my how dyslexic I've gotten. And I got to tell you, I got a text just a second ago here from Debbie listening in Perrysburg, Ohio, right outside Toledo. And she said, listening live to your show on WIXY 1260 online, really enjoying it. Nobody plays these songs anymore. I had forgotten songs that I once loved. This is great. Well, she's going to change her mind when she hears this one by the Boys. It's called Timothy. Don't listen to the words. I can still hear my friend Tom Gray playing that song at WAAM in Ann Arbor back in the 70s saying, well, it's about that time, din din. Oh my God. It's a song about cannibalism, for God's sake. You know, it's not to be confused with that great song by Barbra Streisand, People Who Eat People.
Terrible, Art.
Luckiest
Terrible.
people in the world. What do you mean, terrible?
Art, give it up.
Ray King, I understand you got a special dedication coming in.
Yes, we do. Stand by.
Coming in from L.A.
60 Super Radio. By request.
This is going out to our good friend MFW, our good friend Mark in Los Angeles. Hopefully he's listening today. He wanted us to play the Ragdolls and Society Girl on WIXY 1260. By request from 1964, going out to our good friend Mark in Los Angeles. Those are the Ragdolls with Society Girl. They had another song the later year in 1975, the next year, called Dusty, and that was their first song. It's 4:14 at the heart and soul of rock and roll.
WIXY 1260 Sunday Radio.
And you've got Ray King and special guest Art Vuolo until 6 o'clock tonight on WIXY.
Robert, tonight, the everlasting love. The everlasting love that we have for WIXY.
Hearts go astray.
Headphones.
Oh, yeah, my headphones are too loud. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I made a mistake. Oh, God. The original was by Philip Upchurch. I remember it well. But this version was by the Dovells, and it's called You Can't Sit Down. All right.
Hey, pretty baby.
Well, Ray King just took a little break, so we got the Wildman in here. How are you, Gary the Wildman Wenner?
I am doing great. Good to be back here on the big one, WIXY 1260.
You don't look like you sound.
I don't?
They never do. Isn't that funny, folks? These DJs never look the way they sound on the radio.
Yeah, I'm,
I had you pictured as doing underwear ads. Yeah, really good-looking dude, you know, and man, what a disappointment. Hey, look at me. Hey, I ain't taking any prizes either, believe me. Anyway.
Good grief.
I remember it well. It was Every Mother's Son. I have no idea who Every Mother's Son was. Do you, Gary?
No clue.
Yeah, we're the clueless DJs here. WIXY1260 is 21 after 4 right now. And we're having fun. So you dig the music, and we'll sit there and play all the hits for you.
She sits on the doorway.
WIXY1260, that from 1967. That's Every Mother's Son, and Come On Down to My Boat. Art, do you have a boat?
No, I don't. But it's about time I got one, huh?
It absolutely is.
That joke sunk as bad as my boat would have sunk, you know.
Oh, this show's taking on water in a very quick fashion.
Very bad puns. Anyway.
Just makes you want to cry.
It does. Oh, the first song I ever recorded on a reel-to-reel tape machine. I did. The record ran out, Ray.
Okay.
This was such a great show. Right until now. Now look. Now, my phone is ringing. You hear this? This is my phone ringing.
That's a hit and a half.
Steve, I'm on the air. Hold on a second. Everybody's calling. I want to play one of my favorite songs, for crying out loud. Can we do that?
I can do it. How about right now?
Right now, hey Dean, hey Gene, because there is a party going on in this radio station, and we're having more fun than can be allowed by law. And that's the God's honest truth. It's 4:30, straight down on WIXY. We're going to make the best of it. We are, aren't we? Wildman Gary.
Yes.
Yes. He's a yes man. That's what I like. I like people that can just say yes.
Yes.
Anyway, yes. Thanks a lot. Call your friends, by the way. Tell them they'll never hear radio like this ever again.
And if you don't have friends, go get some friends and then tell them.
That's right. And we're at 216 is the area code here in Cleveburg, Ohio, at 744-9499, 744-9499, which is 744-WIXY in the 216 area code. And you can, you just tell everybody, just go to the website, which is www.WIXY1260Online.com. That's all you got to do, and you can hear it coming right out of your computer and hook it up to the big speakers. It'll sound fantastic. Anyway, so we're going to play another good song. What is the next song we're going to play? We're going to play a good one by Maxine Nightingale because.
But first,
before that, we're going to hit the bottom of the hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Art Vuolo radio show on WIXY 1260.
Is it? All right, yes. We're going right back where we started from. We should just rewind this to the beginning, huh?
You mean it's 2 o'clock again?
And all over again.
Oh, my.
We're right back where we started from.
Super Radio.
You know, when you say the tokens, everybody thinks you're going to play the Lions Sleeps Tonight. Because that's the only one they play. They never remember how great this one was.
It's a great song.
Tonight I Found Love. Here on WIXY Radio. Tonight I Fell in Love. Good song, good song. I also like this one, another record that you never hear. But like I've always said to Ray King and to you, of course, Wildman Gary, that it seems like oldie stations, first of all, they're all called classic hits now. Nobody really plays honest-to-goodness oldies like this anymore on the radio, which is why you have to go to a good internet radio station like WIXY1260 Online. But the Dixie Bells had a great song, and it was called Southtown, USA, and it sounded like this. I remember it very well. Southtown, USA, the Dixie Bells, a good song. I love this one, too, by Bobby V, called The Red Rubber Ball. I remember it well.
Rubber ball, like I'm bouncing back to you. Rubber ball, like I'm bouncing back to you. Rubber ball, like I'm bouncing back to you.
Rubber Ball, we come bouncing back to you. That was one of the very first, I think it was the first 45 I ever bought. And remember in the days of yesteryear when great instrumentals were really great boogie? Well, here's one by B. Bumble and the Stingers called The Bumble Boogie. Yes, and it's a great one. And I'm not going to talk over it because it's a great song. B. Bumble and the Stingers, a good song on a Sunday. here in Cleveland, Ohio, reaching out to you.
WIXY1260 Sunday Radio.
And remember what we all did on Sunday? We got our first color TV, and we watched it burn with the fire through the map as we heard the theme. And we watched no Ma, just Pa and the boys. And the theme from Bonanza. That's a good song there. That was not a song, it was a tune. It was the theme from Bonanza. It was Al Caiola. That was, I think, his only hit. Did you ever hear Wildman Gary, that there's actually a version of that with words by Lauren Green?
Yes.
Have you heard that?
Yes, I have heard it.
My friend Flash Phelps, who you've heard on WIXY doing promos, has played that on satellite radio.
I think that's where I heard it.
Yeah, it's probably where nobody else is going to play something like that.
Great stuff.
We'll send this out to Gary, the owner of the radio station, has a lovely black lab. Is that what that is? A black lab? Yeah. If the dog's name is Fred, so we're going to send this one out to the dog because it's called Seven Little Girls Sitting in the Back Seat, Hugging and Kissing with Fred. All right, will do.
Seven little girls sitting in the back. Wish that I could be like Fred. WIXY Golden 1260.
There's another one you never hear. We played a lot of those today on this great Sunday of the Thanksgiving weekend. It's Guy Mitchell. We're counting the heartaches. We're counting them by the number at WIXY1260.
Heartaches by the number.
I got heartaches by the number, and that makes me blue. In fact, lavender. Lavender Blue was by Sammy Turner. It was 1959 when you first heard Makes me want to run out and get a dilly bar at Dairy Queen, remember?
Yeah, the chocolate ones?
Yeah. Oh, no, I like the butterscotch. Dilly.
You say either, I say either.
Yeah. You know, Wildman Gary, do you know what the longest title song to ever hit number one on the pop charts is?
The longest titled song. Does your chewing gum? No. It
was by Brian Hyland.
Itsy Bitsy.
That's right. Teeny weeny yellow polka dot.
1960.
But that was not the longest song that ever charted. The longest song that ever charted was by Ray Stevens before Ahab the Arab, which now they can't even play because it's politically incorrect. Jeez. And it was 1961, and I remember it, and I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, but I can remember Jeremiah Peabody's polyunsaturated, quick-dissolving, fast-acting, pleasant-tasting green and purple pills.
Green and purple pills.
The genius of Ray Stevens. God, that was good. Man, I love it. Here at the top of the hour here, it's a minute before 5 o'clock straight up. If you're on this side of the Eastern time zone, wherever you are, we appreciate your listening. Call all your friends. We've only got one more hour to go of this madness of me and Ray King and Gary the Wildman's here, and we're having a lot of fun on a Sunday where it's 60. Did you say, Ray?
63.
It's 63 in Cleveland. Now you know the world is off its axis. I cannot believe this. This is just absolute. We are going to pay for this. Believe me. I bet tomorrow the high will be like 30. Yeah, it's unbelievable. So, but we're digging it right now. I hope you are too. Here on WIXY 1260.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Art Vuolo radio show on WIXY 1260.
I'm going to reach out. I don't know how to make that thing work with the little chimes. I'll go ding. It's top of the hour. It's straight up 5 o'clock. And I want you to reach out. Because if you do, I guarantee you, I'll be there.
Now, if you feel that you can't go on,
Yeah, I'll be there. Well, we just got a request. I can't believe this. We just got a request from a former WIXY jock.
Yep.
What was Joey here? 20 minutes?
I think 3 months at WIXY.
Really? 3 months? He made it 3 months at one station?
Yeah, back then.
My God. The great Joey Reynolds has sent in a request for Rats in My Room by Joey and Danny, and that would be Joey Reynolds and Danny Nevereth. Danny was the morning guy, and Joey was the evening guy. At 1520 WKBW, when KB Radio was a great radio station, and it ruled the Eastern Seaboard with a monster signal at night, and those were the days. Now I should be playing...
Mary Hopkin, right?
Hopkin, that's right. It was a great song. But Joey's, Ray here has the deepest record library in the state of Ohio. And believe me, we searched deep and we could not find Rats in My Room. But it was also another song they did called Ma Belle, You've Got Me by the Calls, which I thought was just...
That sounds like a title you would do.
Yeah, no, that was just another great song, but that was, forgive us, we don't have it. But if we did, we would play it. Right?
Right.
All right. What are we going to do next, Ray?
We're going to do the first big hit for Neil Diamond coming up next.
Oh, good.
WIXY Radio.
5 minutes past 5 o'clock.
There's that chime
yep,
I love.
You love that thing, Arthur.
I do.
Neil Diamond, Cherry.
Baby loves me, yes, she does. She got the way to prove me, cherry. She got the way to prove me. She got the way.
WIXY 1260, bringing back the good times. Art is actually talking to the infamous and legendary John Records Landecker on his cell phone, and I think John's going to have a request.
Yeah. John, what song did you want to hear?
Well, I wanted to hear Adam Faith.
You wanted to hear Adam Faith.
It's all right.
It's all right. Did we dig that?
We'll look for it.
We're going to look for that one, John. And did you say that you think you might find the Joey Reynolds request?
But I'd have to play it for you over the phone if I can find it.
Yeah, but that will sound terrible over the phone.
Yes.
You know.
The song sounds terrible anyway.
Joey, are you still listening?
Joey is listening down in Florida right now, sitting by the pool, which is really disgusting, you know. But at least we have. Is it warm over in the Chicago area?
No.
Oh, so in other words, it's already getting realistic over there, and you're sending it our way. Is that what you're telling us?
I guess so.
Yeah, it's 63 degrees here in Cleveland. Yeah, you worked here in Cleveland at Power 108.
You had to remind me.
May it rest in peace.
Yeah.
Well, thank.
What a blast that was.
It was John Landecker and the Cleveland Legends, or you had a
Landecker.
What was it?
Cleveland Decker.
Oh, Cleveland Decker. Yes, it was very creative. I just couldn't think what the hell it was. But anyway, we'll hold on a second, John, and we're going to play another great song here on WIXY 1260 because Ray King has got it all queued up.
WIXY 1260 Super Radio.
9 minutes past 5 o'clock. Ray King and Art Vuolo, radio's best friend. We got the occasions from 1968. One hit wonder called Girl Watcher on Music Radio, WIXY 1260 Online.
I'm a girl watcher. Yeah, that's the occasions. That's a good hobby, huh? Well, guess what? John Landecker called us, and we absolutely wanted to, he requested a song. I mean, he's one of the greatest jocks ever at WLS Chicago. Absolutely fantastic. Now I'm getting a text message now from Shotgun Tom Kelly.
That was inevitable.
In Los Angeles. I mean, we have got the best jocks in America listening to this show. So call your friends.
We got to do our best, Art.
We've only got less than 50 minutes left of this madness, So anyway, he calls up and he wants to hear Adam Faith. This is a song that John played when he was like 16 years old on a station called WOIA in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It was a little radio station out in the middle of nowhere and in a cornfield surrounded by farms. And he played music like this. It's called It's All Right by Adam Faith because you say it, we play it.
And here it is.
Well, if you want me, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
WIXY1260, where real radio still lives. That is actually by request from the infamous John Records Landecker, Adam Faith from 1964.
And John Landecker isn't the only hot shot. We just Shotgun Tom.
Shotgun Tom Kelly in L.A.
He's in San Diego.
Sorry.
He goes down to San Diego, which is where he really lives, on these long holiday weekends and what have you. And he's standing in line at Costco.
Thank you, Tom.
And he's listening on his cell phone. This is what's so marvelous about that. I mean, over-the-air radio, we all love it, okay? But this is so incredible because people all over the darn country are tuned
in.
All over the world. So it's just absolutely amazing. So please call your friends because, like I said, we've got less than an hour to go on this thing unless we get really drunk and decide to go further. But that would take an act of God. All right, listen, what are we going to play next here, Ray? We got so many good songs, I can't believe it. Are we going to play this one?
Yes, we are.
We are? Are we going to play a jingle
first? We're going to do this.
All right.
Bobby Darin, The Temptations, Neil Diamond, George Harrison, The Drifters, Del Shannon, The Dovells, Ricky Nelson, The Spinners, Carole King, Three Dog Night, The Everly Brothers, Bobby Rydell.
Classic rock and roll.
You can't get anywhere else. Not even on K-Earth 101 in Los Angeles.
Thank you.
They're playing new songs now, for crying out loud. The only place you can hear the great old songs is right here online at WIXY1260
Online.
That's right, Ray. And we're having a lot of fun. Here comes Eric Clapton.
Layla, Derek and the Dominoes. WIXY1260, bringing back the good times, and we're having some major good times today. That's Eric Clapton, Derek and the Dominoes from 1972 with Layla. It's 5:19, WIXY Maxi Music Time with Ray King on Art Vuolo.
Listen up, you WIXY listeners. It's Mike Richards. Be sure to tune in every Sunday from 7 to 11 right here on WIXY1260Online.com for the Mike Richards Show. As I'll be throwing them down, you'll be picking them up and checking them out with Da Da Da, where the music comes to play. Only on
WIXY1260. Coming up next is a song that I thought I was the only person on earth to remember. However, Debbie in Perrysburg, Ohio, also remembers the song. So, Debbie,
here's your request.
Patty Duke from 1966.
Please don't just stand there on your mind.
And that was requested by Debbie in Perrysburg, Ohio. Patty Duke and Don't Just Stand There. We have a first, ladies and gentlemen, on the Ray King Art Volo Show. John Records Landecker is going to play a song, part of a song, on WIXY1260 Online. Art?
Yeah, well, John, you've called us back because you dug through your deep record library and you found Rats in My Room. And what did you say the flip side of the record was?
All right, well, Joey Reynolds requested Rats in My Room because Joey Reynolds sings it. The flip side is Joey Reynolds' theme song, which is done by the Four Seasons, which is pretty spectacular.
That is, yes. Yes. In fact, I think we may even have that. Joey Reynolds and cousin Bruce Morrow in New York are the only two radio personalities in America that had a custom-made theme song by the Four Seasons to show their appreciation. It was Joey, as you remember, who actually made them, popular by playing Sherry over and over again and making it a hit in '62. That's right. Well, let's.
This is on the Wibbage record label.
The Wibbage record label, which would be from WIBG in Philadelphia. All right.
You ready for some of this?
Play just a little of this, and you'll know why it never became a hit. Oh, my God. Oh, this is awful.
Found it on YouTube.
Is that enough?
Yeah, we've had enough. Well, now we know why that was never a
Thanks,
big
Records.
Yeah, that was never a big hit, that's for sure. But we're gonna, in honor of that, we're gonna play. Let's not play. Are we gonna play the Honeys next,
yes.
or we are? Okay, and then we're gonna have a great twin spin by the Four Seasons. John, God bless you and thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, Art. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Coming up next, another request from our friend Mark in Los Angeles. These are the Honeys. The one you can't have.
Jerry treats me nice now wherever we go. Yeah,
They sound a lot like the Pixies 3. Those are the Honeys, and the one you can have by request for our mutual friend Mark in Los Angeles.
Hey, man, which one of you guys is the DJ?
Oh, that's me, Gene Briscoe from WIXY1260 Super Radio.
Oh, far out, dang. Hey.
No, that's Gene Briscoe from WIXY1260 Super Radio.
Oh, yeah, well, far out. Listen, man, do you want to give me your name, man? I'm supposed to introduce you after the next act.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's Gene Briscoe from WIXY1260 Super Radio. Perhaps you've caught my show, The Gene Briscoe Show, every Tuesday from 7 until 11?
No, man. I'm really not.
Oh, I see. Remember, it's WIXY1260Online.com.
Oh, yeah, man. I'll write that down. I think my sister was...
Oh, far out.
So listen, man, are you ready to go on?
Right on.
Oh, man. Far out, man. Okay, man, I'm going to go out and announce you now. You ready?
Sure, I'm ready anytime you are. Just remember, it's Gene Briscoe every Tuesday evening, 7 to 11, exclusively on
WIXY. 527, that's your WIXY Maxi Music time. You've got Ray King along with radio's best friend, Art Vuolo, till 6 o'clock tonight. And we give you the Moody Blues from 1973, The Story in Your Eyes on Music Radio.
This is for you, Shotgun Tom. Love you, baby.
Thanks, Shotgun.
About a fortune, and I decided that we really
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Art Vuolo radio show on WIXY 1260.
It's 5:30, Gertie, at the heart and soul of rock and roll, WIXY 1260 Online. You've got 30 minutes left of the Ray King Art Vuolo fiasco.
Cherish it. Cherish it, baby.
Like we will.
Oh, God. Pablo Cruise. Is that like a Norwegian cruise or a Caribbean cruise?
Keep going, Art.
I'm sorry.
And the ham just keeps on coming.
Yeah, you tear off my shirt right across my chest. It says honey baked. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, going to play a couple for you. Going to do two for you. A twin spin. Can you dig it? And because we haven't played any seasonal music, you know, we're the last day of November. Tomorrow's December 1st, and it's Christmas is upon us. All these radio stations are already playing wall-to-wall Christmas music. I'm sorry, it's too early. But now that it's after Thanksgiving, we can play some Christmas music. So we're gonna play the first one by the Four Seasons, and this is a good song called Wine. I remember it well. Stay tuned for the second one now.
I'll go on living and keep on forgiving me. I'll go on living and keep on forgiving me.
WIXY Twin Spin.
This is my favorite Christmas song. It's a sad song. It's a song with a lament to it. And it came out in Christmas of 1962, and it's called Christmas Tears.
Christmas tears.
Christmas Tears by the Four Seasons there. Great Christmas song. Nobody ever plays it. It was the flip side of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It was a double-sided Christmas hit, right when the Four Seasons were discovered. Now, earlier you heard John Records Landecker call in and say that he had rats in my room. We're trying to play over the phone. It sounded terrible over the phone. Well, it's not exactly a hit record, but anyway. But if Joey Reynolds is still listening, call him, or if he's not, and tell him that we did find it, and we're going to get it on in just a few minutes. And Shotgun Tom Kelly out in L.A. wanted to hear a great oldie from Walter Brennan. We're going to get that on too. So we've got a lot of good stuff coming up. Don't go away from your device, whatever you're listening to us on. Okay, right, Ray?
You got it.
Right? Okay. Now what are we going to do next, Bobby Freeman?
WIXY 1260 Super Radio.
It's warm enough to take a swim today. It is.
Come on, everybody. Come on in. Bobby's going to show you how to do the...
All righty. Going to do the swim by Bobby Freeman. And now on WIXY 1260 Online, for two of the most monumental DJs that ever ruled the radio. And they actually ruled on the same radio station. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
And Joey Reynolds is calling now.
Tell him we're going to play his song right now.
Joey, stand by. We're going to play your song.
Put him on the air on WIXY again. Put your speaker on.
Well, here, you
want
to try it? Hold on a second.
First time since 1966, we're going to have Joey Reynolds.
Joey Reynolds is going to be on WIXY.
Talk, Joey.
We're on the air, Joey. We're on the air, Joey. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What do we got? Turn the computer down. Turn the computer down and just talk on your phone. We've got you on the air.
Okay.
So this is where, he's a talk radio host and he doesn't know to turn down the radio when you go on the air, for God's sake.
He worked at WIXY, all right.
Yeah. All right. Speak to us nice and loud so we can hear you over the radio here. I got the phone right next to the microphone.
Yeah, just a minute. I have to turn it all down.
Turn it down, yes. Now, John Landecker called in, and he...
I know, I heard him.
Yes.
John's the greatest jock alive still. There's nobody else that can do what he can do except Shotgun.
Yes, well, and Shotgun is listening, too, out in San Diego. So...
I'm in the bathroom at Starbucks with a selfie.
and we're gonna do this, and Shotgun is waiting to hear Walter Brennan, and we got it queued up too. But before we do that, at painstakingly great effort, we actually found Rats in My Room on the internet, downloaded it somehow by the grace of God, got it into the system, and we're gonna play your song. Can you tell us what year this was out, Joey?
Yes, it was 1907, right after cylinders were invented, and they came along with this thing that's called wax. 1963.
1963. You were in Buffalo, weren't you, KB, when you did this?
Yes, I was. I was there. I got fired in Hartford, and I went to Buffalo. I went to Filthy Split. I've been all over the place. I had a lot of jobs, Art.
I know
every time you play a record, I bleed.
Well, that's because you had 38 different jobs before I finally got you the one that lasted 15 years in New York. So, all right, we're going to play this now. So go back to your computer, and thanks for calling, Joey. We really appreciate it. Here it comes.
You're doing a great job, Art.
Here, Joey, why don't you introduce your own song here on WIXY?
Okay, here's the most rotten record. Well, wait a minute. Everybody had one. Let's go with that. Dick Biondi had On Top of Spaghetti. Rick Dees had the Disco Duck. Murray the K had Payola. Everybody had something. And I came out with this thing with Danny Neverth. We were stupefied. Somebody handed me a box one day leaving the station in Hartford, and I felt the rattle of something inside. It was mice. And so I brought them to the station, kept them up there, and they got bigger. So I started to sing to them every night. I sang Rats in My Room. I got nothing but rats in my room. I kept doing this over and over again, and finally we made it a great big hit record only because we were the guys who were fixing the charts. Otherwise, it never would have made it. It sold about 3 copies. But here it is. This is the Rats in My Room by Danny and Joey, or Joey and Danny. He gets top billing for this piece of crap.
There we go.
What a piece of...
Oh, man, that was really a very big hit in Buffalo. But then
only
Buffalo. I mean, what can I tell? What else can you say? We're down to the last 10 minutes, and Shotgun is still waiting for his request. What are we going to do, Ray?
We're going to do one more song in stereo, then we're going to do Shotgun Tom Kelly's request.
It's not only in stereo, it's by the stereos.
It's coming up next.
Right.
You are with the Teenage Underground on WIXY1260 Super Radio.
That was for you, Joey.
We've got a real underground show going today, gang. Ray King along with Art Vuolo. A few more minutes till 6 o'clock tonight. Here come the stereos in stereo from 1962. I Really Love You.
Really?
On Music Radio, WIXY1260 Online.
That's a good song there about the Stereos. I Really Love You. Shotgun, if you're still in line at Costco, no, they're that's a long line. He's out in San Diego, one of the top jocks in America on K-Earth 101 in Los Angeles. I mean, he is like the old boss jocks, from years ago. I mean, these kind of guys aren't on the radio anymore. And he does a marvelous job. But, but like all these quote unquote oldies or classic hits radio stations, they're playing newer and newer music. Now it's nothing from the 50s, nothing from the 60s. Now it's the 70s and 80s and maybe even early 90s. So he would never be allowed to play what we're going to play from 1960, the summer of 1960, by Walter Brennan. Could not talk over that. That is beautiful, man. Nobody plays that. His other big hit, of course, was Old Rivers. And was it about a mule or a man that died? That's a question that still hasn't been answered. You're on WIXY1260. I'm Art Vuolo with Ray King. You might go another hour, Ray.
Let's go to 7. What do you think?
What do you think? I'm going to take a break because there's food outside the studio, and it's calling me, and I want to eat.
It's what I left you is what's still out there.
Thanks a lot.
Anytime.
We got a good song coming up for you here at WIXY.
Let's get with it, a go, go, go. Swinging WIXY Radio. WIXY1260. Super Radio.
The way radio used to be. Here's J.J. Jackson. But it's all right, and it is all right. And I may be back if they let me here on WIXY. Yes, it's true.
WIXY, Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Art Vuolo radio show on WIXY 1260.
WIXY, Cleveland.
Hey, hold on, Tom. I can't believe this is crazy. This is absolutely, we are getting so many phone calls, and now we have the man that's been requesting songs all day here, Shotgun Tom from K-Earth in L.A. Tom, how are you, buddy? Are you in San Diego?
I am in San Diego. It's beautiful. It's sunny out here, and I'm not in line at Costco anymore. But I got to tell you something. It was great to listen to WIXY, and the time went by fast. I mean, the line was long, but by the time I was listening to you and Ray, I was already up to the front counter, and it was just wonderful, man.
Oh, that's great. Well, listen, we played your Dutchman's Gold. That's one of my favorites, too, and it never gets played. And I was always wondering, who was the wonderful backup singers on that song?
Well, I can tell you right now, it's the singers that sing my jingle at K-Earth 101. For some of your people out there in the West or East Coast have listened to K-Earth. Our jingles go, K-Earth 101, Shotgun Tom Kelly, K-Earth 101.
Who is that?
Those are the Johnny Man Singers.
The Johnny Man Singers, son of a gun. Are they still around?
Well, Johnny passed away last year.
Yeah, he did. That's right.
The singers are still around. They sing in different sessions I guess they don't record any songs. But back in the '60s,
oh yeah,
if you look up the Johnny Man Singers, well, they had a besides the Fifth Dimension, they had a singer or a song called "Up, Up and Away."
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, remember that? And there was two versions of that, as a lot of songs are. But "Up, Up and Away" it was not only by the Fifth Dimension, but also the Johnny Man Singers, and they both had hits with that.
Wow. Well, that's fantastic.
And of course, Johnny did jingles around the country, and I believe the East Coast, he did jingles for, I believe it's some New York, 91X, was it in New York City?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. 99X.
Or 99X.
Yes. Yeah, it was WXLO. It was with right.
We can't forget Detroit.
That's
the
right.
Johnny Man Singer, CKLW.
That's right. And in Cleveland here, CKLW was probably as big as WIXY was. But WIXY sounds better here online than it did back on the air in the old days. So
it does. Can I tell you something? Don Whittemore, who is now he owns ice cream out here on the West Coast.
Right.
But back in the 60s and 70s, he was a record promoter for RCA Records. And Don Whittemore is from Cleveland, and his favorite radio station is WIXY.
That's right. You were telling me that. I remember you said he was banging on the back door trying to get him to play his records, right?
That's right.
That's fantastic. Well, we've got a two.
He is also listening right now.
Oh, for crying out loud. That's fantastic. Well, I'll let you introduce. I told you what song. Do you remember what song we've got coming up?
It's by Barry Manilow. And I got to tell you something. It's a miracle.
Thank you, baby. Give us your what? Yes. Give us a. Give us a.
You'll better believe it, baby, on WIXY.
Thank you, buddy.
WIXY1260, bringing it back alive. We have got almost a WIXY Sunday house party going here.
Yes, we do.
Most of the WIXY crew is here to meet and greet the one and only our Vuolo. We have Eric Rath.
That's me.
Mike Richards here coming on at 7 o'clock tonight.
That's him.
And our Chicken Man house party man, Tony Z, is here.
Tony Z.
All kinds of people are here to meet Art Vuolo, and we are having one hell of a show and one hell of a great time today, right here on Music Radio.
WIXY1260 Sunday Radio.
And we are videotaping this entire show today. It will be up on our YouTube channel very soon. Eric, here's a request for your dad. Let's hit it.
It's the Small Faces with a little bit of Itchaku Park here. WIXY1260Online.com. Got some Small Faces there with Itchaku Park here. WIXY1260Online.com. Coming up next, we got The Searchers with Needles and Pins.
WIXY1260, 1964 was a very good year.
12 minutes past 6 o'clock. Going till 7 o'clock tonight with Ray King and The Searchers. Searchers Gold from 1964 and Needles and Pins.
WIXY1260 Super Radio.
And right now we have 100 proof age and soul. Somebody's been sleeping in my bed, and well, I don't know who it is, but I hope the hell she's damn good looking.
I can feel the presence of
1969 music there from Christie in Yellow River, 6:21 on a Sunday afternoon. You got Tony Z, the Z-Man, sitting in here. Got Eric Rath.
That's me.
Hey, buddy, what's happening?
How's it going, man?
No, we're doing good. We're doing good. We got a kind of a post-Chicken Man house party deal going on here.
There's a heckin' more deal going on down here at WIXY1260.
All
Everybody's here, man. There's lots of people. There's some oldies. There's some newbies.
And we got Mike Richards coming up at 7 o'clock.
Yes, there is that.
All right, let's check out this classic commercial.
From Coke.
And now.
WIXY1260, bringing back the good times.
Yes,
That's
the good
illusion.
times, yes.
Did you see her eyes? Did you see Art Vuolo? We are back.
No, we are
behind
back.
The mic.
We are back. We have taken. There's too many people talking in the studio.
Welcome to the rebirth of WIXY.
Yes. Anyway,
we're having a Sunday Chicken Man party today.
There's a ton of people here,
which I expected. They all came to see you.
They came to see me for some stupid reason. Anyway,
I'll never know what it is.
So let's see. We had Joey Reynolds was on. We had
John Records
Steindecker was on.
Shotgun
Tom Kelly was on. And
coming up next,
there's a rumor some other big name is going to be calling in seconds from now.
And that'll be great.
All right.
Here's a Blue
I
Oyster Cult.
remember this. At first, I thought Ray was playing more songs that are weird.
No, it's a.
No, I mean the ones I've never heard of. I certainly remember.
How about Don't Fear the Reaper?
Yeah, and I don't fear anybody. All right, Art Vuolo back here in the air chair, playing the platters by the pair, and all the jive stuff. And who do we have on the phone? But it is Pat St. John. Pat, are you there?
I'm here, Arthur. You must be having a blast today.
Oh, we're having more fun than should be allowed by law. We've had Shotgun Tom call from a long line at Costco in San Diego. We had Joey Reynolds call in from down in Florida, where he's sitting poolside. At least he was earlier. And now that it's dark, maybe he's gone inside. And John Records Landecker actually found the Joey Reynolds song "Rats in My Room" and was trying to play it for us over the phone. It was absolutely outrageous.
Well, does everybody know? Have you told everybody, or has somebody explained why you are radio's best friend?
No, nobody dares even broach that subject. Believe me, Pat. But we don't want to focus on me. We've been talking about me enough since 2:00. What I want to do is let everyone know that you are on your way back home from doing a shift that you do one day a week, right, on Sundays on CBS FM in New York, right?
That is correct.
And that's the #1 station in New York City right now, I'm told.
Yeah, by a couple of points. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And you've been around for a long time, and people here in the Cleveland area that are listening to us here will remember you from your days at the Big 8 CKLW, right?
Well, I was thrilled to be on in Cleveland then at CKLW, and I'm thrilled that they can hear me in Cleveland now.
Yeah, that's right. And they can. That's right. They can hear you, and you're on weekdays 1 to 5 o'clock. And that's right. And people are asking me, why is it that Pat has unprecedented freedom to play anything he wants in a very creative manner and putting together wonderful sets of music? How is that possible?
I don't know. I was thinking about it the other day. It's like, I pushed for it. I played for it. All the time. But, I was trying to remember the other day how it was. And I got to broadcast from home anyway for like the last 10 years. I just go downstairs. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And as far as the freedom they give me, a lot of it I take.
Yeah, that's it, Pat. See, you've even admitted on the air, which I thought was amazing, that you have quite a commute from upstairs to downstairs, because the studio is in your basement of your beautiful home there in New Jersey, and you just go down. You could be sitting in your underwear doing your show, couldn't you?
Yeah, I could, but I don't usually do that.
Okay. Well, listen, we'd like to play one of your favorite songs here and have you introduce it here on WIXY, and we'll all be listening to you on satellite radio as well on Sirius Channel 6. It's the 60s on 6 for unprecedented creativity every single day of the week, Monday through Friday. So let's see if we can get your song on, Pat. Would you give us an introduction on The Boy from Detroit?
All right. Well, you go ahead and hit it, and I'll do it.
All right. We rolling it. Go.
Hey, it's Pat St. John on WIXY. Now you got me scared because I can't hear the record, but ain't that peculiar? I'm on the Art Vuolo show, and I thank you. All
righty there. We love it. Ain't that peculiar, baby? It's Marvin Gaye here at WIXY1260 Online. It's Art Vuolo with Ray King. Back when we were only supposed to go till 6 o'clock, I took a little bit of a break to get some food because some good, kind soul. Who was it that brought all the food? TJ. Who was that? Who? TJ. Oh, God bless him, because I was hungry, and it was cake, and it was chicken and pasta and all kinds of good stuff out there.
All thanks to TJ the DJ.
That's right, TJ. We thank you very, very much, and then thank Pat St. John. He called in. He was just coming out of the Holland Tunnel, trying to get back to his house in New Jersey after doing a shift at CBS FM in New York. And he is just the nicest guy in the world.
Yes, he is. I've met him.
You met him at one of my parties, didn't you?
Yes,
Ray?
I did. When you turned, we won't say.
Oh, we won't say.
The first big birthday party I videotaped at your house a few years ago.
Yeah, just a few years ago. Well, anyway, so that was really sweet of him. Well, we had a lot of big names call in, and he's trying to drive through New Jersey traffic, and all I can say is, if he's driving through New Jersey traffic, you better be careful, because if you try to fight the law, you know who's going to win. It's going to be the commissioner there on the Garden State Parkway. We won't even talk about the New Jersey Turnpike. New Jersey takes a toll on you.
WIXY Groovy Gold from 1965, the Bobby Fuller 4, and I Fought the Law at 6:47. WIXY Smile Time, we're only minutes away from the Mike Richards Show.
Smile Time?
WIXY Weekend Radio.
You've got Ray King and Art Vuolo for a few more minutes, and we're taking you back in time to 1976 with Boz Scaggs, and it's over on WIXY 1260, the rebirth of the Cleveland legend.
Boy, we've had all the stars on today. Hope you've been listening for a while there. It's Boz Scaggs, and it's over. I'm sitting here arguing with my good friend Ray King, who says, you don't remember Boz Scaggs and it's over? I said, no. There was only one guy, in my opinion, that did It's Over, and it was Roy Orbison.
Your baby doesn't love you anymore.
Just the great Roy Orbison, the Big O. Boy, we should have closed with that, Ray. That was...
Yeah, we could have. It's over. Oh,
it's over. I mean,
wait,
it's almost over.
Lisa's here. You know what that means? Okay, Lisa. Now your night's complete. Lisa Jordan has also joined us in the studio.
Yes, everybody's here tonight. It's,
we got
Super
a real
Sam
party, all
here.
to meet the infamous Art Vuolo.
Yeah, all to meet me. Can you imagine? They
What
have
a
low
waste.
standards here in Cleveland. and Super Sam is here. Super Sam is going to be doing a show coming up
Sundays, a week from today, 4 to 7.
That's our time slot.
Yes, but you have to come down from Michigan to be here.
Oh, I know. But
yeah, or I can go up there with you from your place. Right, you have a studio.
Super Sam.
That's right.
A pretty song I want to play here before we get out of here is this one by the Mike and Curb congregation, Burning Bridges. It's not the Jack Scott thing, but it's really pretty. Crank this one up, man. Don't get any prettier than that, do they, Ray?
And we're going to burn this bridge until we get together next time here in Cleveland on WIXY 1260 Online. This is Ray King, and I want to thank you, radio's best friend, Arthur R. Vuolo Jr., for a wonderful show.
Thank you, Ray King. I'll tell you something.
This has been marvelous.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Throw money. Anyway, we've had a ball. I want to thank
I want to thank all your legendary DJ
guests,
friends for really making the show very special
we had
today.
Wonderful friends call in. Of course, I can't forget my friend Debbie called in from near Toledo. She requested,
and we played a song for her, right?
We did. But DJ wise, can you imagine Joey Reynolds, Legend of the East, John Records Landecker, Legend of the Midwest, and
Shotgun
Tom Kelly, Legend of the West Coast, and then to ice the cake, we had Pat St. John from the Midwest and now the East and all over the world with satellite radio, and just a terrific guy. So we are so happy.
This has been one hell of a show. We want to thank you. We want to thank you for tuning in. We'll do it again probably next year sometime. And we're going to close out with a song our friend Mark sent us from L.A. This
is appropriate.
Yes, Honey and the Bees doing One Wonderful Night. Thanks, everybody, and stay tuned for Mike Richards.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Arthur.